Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Getting Started with Text SMS Marketing in Constant Contact. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Before we dive into our session today, I wanted to let you know about all of the tools that we have available to get your online marketing on track. We've got tools for creating great-looking email marketing campaigns, easy-to-use email automation and welcome emails, list growth tools to help you grow your list, digital ads for Google, Facebook, and Instagram to help you find new customers and even build your email list. The ability to stay on top of your social media efforts. You can create posts and reply to social messages as well. SMS text marketing, which you can add to your plan in order to expand your marketing reach. Our events platform that will allow you to promote and manage your events, and more. We've got all of these great tools, features, and our expert guidance you need to help you succeed all in one place. Now, let's go ahead and dive into today's session. These days, pretty much everyone has a smartphone with them at all times, and this presents a valuable opportunity for businesses to connect with their customers in a number of ways, namely social, email, and text messages, or what is referred to as SMS. Each of these channels has unique aspects that make it worthy of having it in your marketing toolbox. Social allows you to reach new people, but algorithms limit your reach. Email gives you ownership of your audience, but you can reach them on your terms. But you do have to compete for your readers' attention against competitors. Texts are personal and immediate. When someone receives a text, they look at it. But you must be careful not to abuse this connection, or you could turn people off. In the end, it's the businesses that reach customers in the channels they prefer that win. And the businesses that figure out how to use these channels in concert in a way that enhances the customer experience are going to get the most from them. These are the businesses and organizations that send the right messages to the right people at the right time in the right channels. We want to provide you with easy to use tools, guidance, and insights all in one place that allow you to communicate with your customers so you can build relationships that matter most to your bottom line. When it comes to text marketing, let's take a look at a few stats. We know that 91% of consumers are interested in signing up for text, and a cross-channel approach can boost companies' average user lifetime by 76%, meaning they're with you longer. According to a Small Business Now report we did, emails and texts from small businesses are the two most helpful communications to consumers when they're making a purchase decision. Now, with all of that in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at our agenda to see more specifically what we're going to cover today. First, we're going to start off with getting creative with text marketing for your business or nonprofit. Then we're going to go over how to grow your list to grow your business. And then we'll talk about how to create text messages in Constant Contact. And here's a little introduction to myself. My name is Dominique. I'm a personal marketing advisor here at Constant Contact. I've been with the company for almost 7 years now, so I have a lot of experience with online and digital marketing, and I am super excited to be here presenting to all of you. And yes, if you're wondering, this is live, so if any of you have questions throughout the webinar, feel free to use the Q&A option you'll see on the side of your screen. From there, you can click on that, go ahead and type in your questions, and I can answer them throughout the webinar. Now, let's go ahead and get started and talk about getting creative with text marketing. Let's talk for a moment about how text should work in your overall marketing strategy. All of these channels have their own strengths for when you want to use them and what you want to send. Text marketing is another great channel to add to your marketing mix, and it's not about using text or email marketing or social media. It's about using them all together. When you combine texting with email and social media, you offer options for your customers to connect with you in the channels that they prefer. And while you want to use each of these tools together, you will likely find that people will respond differently in every channel. There are times when using one channel over the other is more appropriate, and times when they can be used together. So for social media, you want to use this when you're wanting to get beyond your email and text list. You're looking to increase engagement so you can reach a new audience. You're doing this publicly. For email marketing, you want to use this when you need to reach your audience directly. You have a more robust message to share, and that robust message could have images and formatting. And with this, you do want to provide more detail. Text marketing is great to use when you have something that is time sensitive, offers something exclusive, and can be handled with a short message. You also want to think of ways you can use these channels together to support a campaign. For example, you can start a conversation about a particular topic on social to stimulate engagement, discuss that topic in more detail in email, and then you could call attention to something pressing related to the campaign in a text message. This way, you use strengths of each channel to provide a unique experience for your audience, giving you more opportunities to keep your business top of mind and ultimately drive more engagement and sales. Now, let's talk about some tips to keep your text messaging on track. In all of your messages, you want to identify yourself. Make sure you're using a name that is recognizable to your subscribers for your business because you may not recognize or they may not recognize the phone number or business otherwise. With texting, it's important to stay timely and relevant, which is great for keeping people updated on current events or happenings. Like, let's say you have a big snowstorm roll through and you have to close early for the day. That would be a perfect chance to send an SMS message. You also want to be consistent. That means sending at least once a month. This is also the channel where you have to be concise. You will have 160 characters, including spaces, to get your message across. A few other tips to remember are to be exclusive. You want to offer something in this channel that they can't get other places. They need a reason to receive your text messages. You also want to bring value. We have a great example here on the screen. In this case, it's from a salon and they're sending out hairstyle ideas. So it doesn't always have to be promotional. You also want to be personal. Use their name. And also be conversational. Make it feel like you're talking directly to them. When it comes to incorporating text into your marketing strategy, you may be wondering about the types of messages you want to send. Let's go ahead and talk about a few ideas to get you all started. Remember, you want a reason for people to receive your text messages, so you want to send something valuable here. One idea is to send your text subscribers exclusive access to new releases of your products so they can be the first to hear about a new product or have special access to buy products or services before other customers. You could also send reminders about sales. You could send invitations and reminders to your events, and even a message that reminds them shortly before your event starts. And it's always a good idea to ask for a review online or feedback where you could link to a survey or a review on your Google Business profile. And before I go to the next slide, it looks like Mandy has a question. Does the reply stop to unsubscribe count in your 160 character count? Yes, that will count toward your total number of characters. Really good question. Not a lot of people ask that, but yes, that does count. All right, so now that you all know about best practices and have some ideas for ways that you can use text, let's go ahead and move on and talk about getting people on your list. Just like with email marketing, there are laws and regulations around text marketing. The good news is that constant contact makes it easy for you to get permission and provide the necessary information to stay compliant. First and foremost, yes, these people do need to opt into receiving your text communications. Just because you have someone's phone number for whatever reason doesn't mean you can just add them to your list. That permission is required by law. Now, when it comes to getting people on your list, it does help to know the three main reasons why people will subscribe. They'll sign up to receive promotions and discounts, exclusive content like an ebook, a guide, or a list of tips to do something, or they'll join to simply show support for your business or organization. So when you're asking or creating a form, you want to note that right on the form so it's clear what the value is for them. Aside from that, there are a few other best practices you'll want to keep in mind for growing your list. First, of course, is you want to set clear expectations. Let them know what's in it for them and make sure they know upfront how many messages you'll be sending, how to opt out. And you're also going to need to include the necessary disclaimers, which are the privacy policy and terms of service. For more information on the policies, or if you're someone who still needs a terms of service, we're providing a link in the FAQ, a link to an FAQ in the handout that you'll see in the handout tab on the right. So feel free to go ahead and download that to your device. There's going to be that resource and a few others that are very helpful for this. Now, all of these things that I just mentioned can be accomplished with the lead generation landing page, or what's also known as the sign up landing page. This is a standalone web page that will be created to collect signups for both email and SMS texting. The required disclaimers and links to your terms of service and privacy policy will be automatically included when setting that up. Now, it's also a good idea to invite your email subscribers to join your text marketing list. Just create an email and write a message that entices people to subscribe and link your button to the landing page that you create. Just remember to let them know the value of being on your email list within your email. And a little later, I'll be showing you how to create the landing page form, or where to create it, and an email template that you can send out to ask for subscriptions. Now, what happens after someone subscribes or signs up for your text messages? So there's going to be a few things that will happen. First, they're going to receive the confirm opt-in text that says thanks for your interest and asks them to reply yes to subscribe. Once the person says yes, they'll then receive this text message that confirms that they are signed up and with how many messages they'll receive. If someone wants to unsubscribe, they'll be able to text stop, and if they need help, they'll be able to text help to receive a message with your website and phone number for receiving help. Once your subscriber completes this process, they'll have given express consent to text them, and their phone number will then become an active part of your list. But until they've completed this process, they won't be able to receive your text messages because, again, that permission is required by law. So they have to go through these steps. So now I want to go ahead and move on and show you how to create text messages in Constant Contact. So at this point, we're going to go through a few demos. First is a video that shows you the registration process for setting up SMS or text marketing in your account. Then we'll go into a live demo in an account to show you the lead generation landing page to grow your subscriber list and how to upload an SMS list. Then we'll do a live demo that shows you how to send text messages. And lastly, we'll show you how to access your reporting. Now, because the registration process takes up to 7 days, I'm going to show you a quick tutorial to show you how that works, and then I'll be right back with all of you. And I'll play that for you now. So here we go.
In this short video, we'll show you how to register for SMS. To begin, click the Marketing tab and choose SMS from the drop-down. From there, click Add SMS. Choose how many SMS messages you'll roughly want to send each month, then click Add SMS. Once you've added it to your account, you then need to register for your sending number. Click Start Registration to begin. Then, fill out your business information. Your business information needs to match what is on your tax forms. If they don't match, your SMS registration will be rejected. Next, add your SMS terms. Mobile carriers require SMS-specific terms of service and privacy policy documents. We can either generate them for you, or you can upload your own. Next, mobile carriers ask to see example texts you might send. We wrote some for you, but you can customize them as needed. Lastly, review all of your information. Make sure everything is correct and edit as necessary. Click the checkbox to agree to our terms and conditions, and then click Submit Registration. Your registration has now been submitted and can take up to 5 to 7 business days to be approved. Once your registration is approved, you can begin creating SMS communications. While you're waiting to be approved, check out our next video tutorial on how to generate SMS subscribers.
All right, and that is how you register for the SMS service. So one thing I want to reiterate is the need to make sure when registering under an EIN that you're using the exact business name that's on your tax form. Otherwise, it could be declined. So if your legal business name is different than the name you advertise under, you'll be able to have a different sender name. That way you can make sure your messages are recognizable as coming from you. The information you enter cannot be changed after the fact, so make sure everything is correct. If you don't have an EIN, you can still register for SMS with Constant Contact. You'll just be limited to sending 500 or less messages a month. The other thing to remember is that the process can take up to 5 to 7 days, so plan to give yourself some time for this to be completed. The registration goes through a third party, which needs to confirm that the business is legitimate based on the EIN and other information. So the SMS tool won't be active until that is complete. And just a reminder, if you have questions on the terms of service and privacy policy requirements, you can check out our handout for some additional information on what is required. And there's also examples in there if any of you need help creating them. Once you have that all set up and approved in your account, you're able to start using the SMS features. So we're going to go ahead and dive into a live Constant Contact account, and I'll show you how to collect SMS information and build lists of those subscribers, as well as creating and sending your text messages in your account. Now, like I said, this is a live demo. So if you have any questions throughout this section or this portion of the webinar, feel free to click on Q&A, ask questions. I'll try my best to answer them. Sometimes people ask some interesting questions. But yeah, feel free to ask questions. And if for any reason you missed something, or if you need to leave early, or if you're just joining us, remember we will send you a recording of this later today so you can follow along and go back and watch it at your own pace. Now, some of your accounts may look a little different than what I have here. So this is our new dashboard layout. Some of you may still have the menu across the top here, that blue bar, but no worries, it'll function the same. It's just the menu's been moved over here to the left. And everyone will be getting this layout, so it's actually really good that you all can see this. All right, so in order to send SMS messages to your audience, first you need to have them opt in and build your list. So we're going to take a look at how to use the tools in Constant Contact to collect information, manage your list, and confirm permissions. Now, the best way to get new text subscribers is through the lead generation landing page, or what is known as the sign up landing page, and that's in your account. This is a sign up form, and it's automatically created for you right after the registration process. Now you can locate that form by going over here to Audience Growth, and then you'll see Landing Pages. And from here, this will show you any landing pages you've created, but the one we're looking for is this Auto-Generated SMS Compliance landing page. This is the same exact one that you all will have, but it'll be specific to your business. So we'll go ahead and click Details here. And this will load. And there we are. So we're going to go ahead and click on this preview right here so we can see what that looks like, and you can get a sense of what's created for you. So it's very simple. Get the latest news from insert business name would be here. Join our community of insert default information here. And then it asks for their first name, last name, email address. And then they'll click this little checkbox here to opt into SMS and enter their phone number. Now, with this form active, there are going to be various ways for you to share it. So in the top right, there's this blue share button. You can share on social media. You can share it in an email to your email list. You can run an ad. You can just take that link and put it in your social profiles. So like your Instagram bio, pin it on your Facebook, share it on LinkedIn, wherever you can share it on social platforms. And we also have share with QR code, which is a newer feature, sorry, and it automatically creates a QR code for you that you can download to your device. So this is very helpful, has all of these different tools, and this is the link here if you don't want to click share to copy it. And that is that. So that's what's generated for you. Now, Elizabeth, you asked a really good question. I get this one a lot. Can you edit the word offers? Well, similar to what I get a lot. So with this form, you actually cannot make any changes to it, but you can create your own. So if you go back over here to landing pages, and then you click on create a landing page. Here's a sign up landing page. This one you can completely customize. So I do have another webinar that I present. I present it next week. I believe present it on Wednesday next week, where I do a deeper dive into this, but just to kind of give you an idea of how it works, it's in our email editor, but you have the form here. So you could first give it a name. I'll just call it sign up landing page. What's the date? The 19th. I'll add in my Jack's Backyard Barbecue logo. I can click here to update the text if I'd like. And then in order to update the fields here, because as you can see, SMS isn't added, you click on the form. There's SMS marketing opt-in here, or you can click this drop down. We'll just drop down there. It adds this here. So instead of it saying you'll receive a special offer, you'll receive, we'll say 10% off your next purchase. So this one you can customize, which is nice. And when they sign up, you get to pick the list they go into over here on the left. So we'll put them in Jack's Backyard Barbecue. This has a thank you page to it. A lot of people miss that. So if you're to create your own, make sure you don't skip over that. Add in your logo. Maybe add in a button to visit your website. You can link that just like you can in an email. And then you have your design over here. So you could change the colors, match your branding a little better. Make sure that button's more like a brown color would look better. But yeah, this one you can customize, put your own offer in there, do whatever you'd like to do. Then you click continue. You have some page settings here, but you click continue again, and then you can activate. It looks like it's just activating. And there would be your new link. This has the same share options as the one that's auto-generated for you. Now, as a reminder, after someone subscribes or fills out your form, whether you use this one or the one that's generated, there's a few things that will happen. They're going to receive the confirm opt-in text that says thanks for your interest and asks them to reply yes to subscribe. Once the person says yes, they'll then receive a text message that confirms they want to be signed up and with how many messages they'll receive. If someone wants to unsubscribe, they'll be able to text stop. And if they need help, they'll be able to text help to receive a message with your website and phone number for receiving help from you. So they won't get a message from you, it's just auto-generated. Now, once your subscriber completes this process, they'll have given express consent to text them, and their phone number will then become an active part of your list. But until they've completed this process, they won't be able to receive text messages from you. So when you're sharing this form or trying to get them to sign up for SMS, make sure to mention somewhere sign up for text messages and respond yes to the message so we can stay in touch or something along those lines to be very clear what steps they need to take to join your SMS list. But that is the landing page. So again, same share options, everything similar here. And while I was going through that, quite a few questions came in. So Sabrina asked, does the SMS 0 to 500 count for 0 to 500 individual texts or 0 to 500 recipients? So that counts, or so the 0 to 500 is the total number of text messages that you send. So if you had 100 people and you send 2 texts a month, that's 200 text messages. And that's what that 0 to 500 means. And let's see, Mandy asked, can we tailor the sign up landing page so the customer can choose which types of emails and texts they receive? So there's not anything here that will ask for what kind of, or what their preferences are. They'll all just kind of go into one list. So no, there's not a way to do that, unfortunately. That would be nice though. And another question, Elizabeth Baldwin says, it still says text with new and offers when you added the SMS. So I guess you can't edit that, correct? Oh no, I thought you were talking about up here. It says offers. You can customize this, but this, no. That's just default verbiage, so you can't change that. Sorry for the confusion there. All right. I think that's all the questions for now. All right, perfect. So that was the landing page. We're done with that. Now, with the Constant Contact SMS product, you do also have access to our newest list growth tool. It's called Text to Join. This also provides an easy way to collect email addresses and SMS phone numbers, but in this case, it's done through a text. So over here on the left, under that audience growth dropdown, you'll go to sign up forms to find that tool. And this setup is very, very simple. It's not like that landing page I quickly went through just to kind of give you an idea. There's a lot of settings. For this one, you go up to create a sign up form. There's your text to join. And very simple setup. All you need to do is there's select which contact list your customers will join. You'll click here, select your list, and then that's it. You're all good to go. So once this is enabled, you're provided with a unique phone number, which is listed right up here, and that's what your prospects will use to opt into your email and SMS list. They'll just simply text the word join with their email address and send it to that phone number, and then they'll receive this welcome message. From there, they still need to confirm that they want to be subscribed by replying with the word yes, and then they'll be ready for you to email and text. Now, if they happen to reply no, then they won't be opted in and they'll show up as a no permission set status in your contacts. And if they just don't reply at all, they'll be put into an awaiting confirmation status. So just like with the other form, you do want to make sure to share the opt-in instructions with your customers to start growing your list through this tool as well. But this is an especially effective method for printed materials. You can put the instructions on a sign, business card, flyer, or really any other printed marketing materials you have and start growing your list even further with this. And that's all there is to text to join. Like I said, it's very simple, not too much goes into it. And we'll go back. Now, once you start to get those signups, they're all going to be added to your account. So let's go ahead and take a look at where these contacts can be found and look at what an opted-in contact looks like. So back over here, we'll go ahead and close these two down so there's not so much going on, but there's a contacts drop down. So we'll go ahead and click on this and I'll go to all contacts. Now here I can find the subscribers from both the landing page and text to join on this contacts page. And when I go over here to this lists tab, You'll see there are now columns that show the total number of contacts. There's email only contacts and then email with an SMS number. And it used to be email and SMS. There could not be a phone number without an email address, but we did recently change it. So now you can have SMS only contacts in your account. I know that was a feature request a lot of people were interested in, so I'm excited to share that news. But you can still see email, SMS, total number of contacts. So these numbers might be different depending what they've opted in for. Now I can also go up here back to this contacts tab that I was originally on, and I'm able to search for contacts to see their information. So I'm going to look for my onboarding email address here, and I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then here you can see it shows the email and SMS subscriptions right up here at the top. So this contact is subscribed by email, but they still need to reply yes, according to this, to the automated text they received when signing up, whether it was from the landing page or text to join. But once they do that, they'll be confirmed. Now, the system will not allow me to text them until we receive that confirmation. And once that confirmation is received and they've confirmed their subscription, it's going to record the date that they've opted in right here on this page for you. So all of that gets stored here, right on this page. So Elizabeth asked if someone wants to join your email list, are they also added to receive texts? No, those are two separate opt-ins. People can join your email list without opting into text messages through the form. Text message isn't required unless they check that box and fill out the information. So they can be email only contacts or text only contacts. Now, the only way to have text only contacts is if you have an existing list of SMS contacts from another provider. And the nice thing is you have the option to upload a list of those contacts from a file right into your account. So this actually goes right into my next question or my next topic, how to add contacts here. So I'm going to go ahead and just clear out the search. Make sure this is all cleared up here. I'm going to click on this blue Add Contacts button. And here I can upload from file. Now, before I upload this file, I do want to take a look at it and show you how I have it set up. So this is my contacts here. Now there's three fields here. These are the ones that you'll typically need. If it's just an SMS contact, all you need is SMS number, SMS consent date. If it's just an email address, that's really all you need. But if you want all three of them, make sure you have all of these. So these two are required for the SMS subscription. And the consent date does need to have a month, a date, and a year. It can't just be a month and a year. So keep all of that in mind. So wherever you're pulling them from, make sure it has all of this information. Everything else here is optional. You don't need to have first name and last name or zip code, but it is nice if you can get their first name so you can personalize things, add their name to it. Now, if you need more information on SMS permission requirements, you can check out our handout that is also in the FA, or there's an FAQ that's also in the handout with more information if you want to download that. Like I said, there's so many resources in there for all of you. But now back into Constant Contact, I am going to find that file here, put it into the account, click Continue, and then you just match the column header with the name over here, first name, last name, email address, SMS number, consent date, home zip code. Click Continue. And you always have to put that you have permission. Well, if you have permission, don't just lie about it, but make sure you check this box that says they have email marketing consent and check this box that has SMS text marketing consent. You have to check both of those or it won't bring them in. Or if you only check one or the other, it only brings in one piece of information. Then here you can just put them into whatever list you'd like and then import. And now that the list is uploaded, I'll be able to see their email addresses, phone numbers, and SMS status. So we'll go over here to lists to show you that. I put them in my text subscribers list here. And there it is. So email status, SMS status, their phone number, email address, all of that information can be found here. And that's how you can upload a contact list. All right, wanted to make sure I didn't miss any questions. You all have a lot of really good questions today. All right, so now if you're still looking to obtain permission from your email subscribers, or if you don't have phone numbers yet for your email subscribers, you can actually send an email with the landing page, the sign up landing page or lead generation landing page. And you can use any of your existing email templates that you've already used to send the link, or you could share it on social media, or you could put it in an ad. There's so many things you can do with it. But if you need assistance putting a template together to share that with your contacts, we do have one in our template picker. So I'm going to go back over here. So I'm clicking marketing channels, going to go to email, and I'll just show you where you can find that template if any of you need it. I'm going to click on create an email. There's a blue button right up here. And from here, this shows all of our templates. Easiest way to find it is to click the little magnifying glass, type in SMS, and hit enter. And this is what it looks like. So as you can see, it comes up with a very simple layout and a little bit of verbiage and graphics for you to use. Now, I do already have one that I've updated with my branding and verbiage, so I'm going to go ahead and show you that one instead. That way you can see what this looks like if you were to customize it. Let me go back to email. And then here's the one I have, SMS opt-in. I'll click edit. So I don't know if you can tell here, but this is the same layout that I just showed you. I just added my logo, updated the verbiage, added my own text, changed the colors so that it looks more like my brand. So all I need to do now is link this button to my landing page that I created earlier. So you just click on the button like you would any other email, link, landing page. And here's the customized one that I created. And then that's it. So from here, I'm able to save, click continue, and then I'm able to schedule this to go out. And the people that click on that button and fill out the form, we will still need to go through the same steps. They need to opt in to receiving text messages by responding yes, but they'll be updated in my account. So they'll have an email address and a phone number all together under their contact information. So it's really nice. And then once they fill that out and confirm their opt-in, you'll be able to start sending them text messages as well. So we've gone over a lot of list growth options. So at this point, once you make it here, you'll have your SMS lists ready with your subscribed contacts, and then you're going to be ready to start sending your text messages. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to get those created and scheduled. I'm going to start out by creating an SMS campaign for this Jack's Backyard Barbecue. If you can't tell, that's been my theme. So over here under marketing channels, this drop down, we have SMS. And then right up here in the top right, you'll notice there's always a blue button on these pages, but I'm going to click on create an SMS. And the first thing I do anytime I'm creating anything in Constant Contact is I want to give everything a name so it's easy for me to find things, or maybe if you call into support, you could just say the one that's called, my example would be Jack's Barbecue. If I can type today, update, and I'll just put the date and save it. Perfect. So there's a few things to keep in mind when you're creating a message. The first thing is you need to be concise. Each text message has a 160 character limit, And if an emoji is added, that decreases it down to 70 characters. Constant contact does shorten your links if you include any to help with the character limit, so don't hesitate to add links. Now, if you do go over the character limit, there is overflow. So multiple messages up to 1,950 characters, that's pretty long. They will still usually appear as a single text on your contact's device, but something to keep in mind with that is if the message is long enough to be considered more than one SMS, that's going to count against your billing limit. And that answers the question earlier. So the SMS service is billed based on the number of messages that you send per month. So if you do have a message flow over into two, then it would be 2 messages per person on your list counted towards your billing. Now, we do recommend keeping it to a single message if possible, since your contacts are more likely to engage with the message when they trust that it is to the point and it has meaningful information. Mobile carriers have spam blocking measures, and sometimes they'll flag multiple messages sent at once, even if they're legitimate. In situations where texts are marked as spam, messages longer than one message won't be delivered, and that affects your ability to stay in touch with your contacts. So keep all of that in mind. Now let's go ahead and we'll fill in our content so you can see how this tool works. Right up here, we have the sender name under Create Message, and this is going to be filled out with what we set up in the registration process, and this cannot be changed. That's why I like to put emphasis on it earlier. Nothing can be changed after the fact, so make sure everything is correct when you register. Right below that, you have your SMS message here. Now you can either type in your own message, or if you're looking for some assistance in writing your message, we have our AI content generator right here that will write the message for you and try to keep it concise. So I'm just going to go ahead and use that to save us some time. And I'll leave it on announcement, but as you can see, there's different message types. And let's see, I'm going to have a brisket promo. It ends soon. Limited time, 25% off. Just a couple of keywords. Then I'm going to click Generate Content, and it gives us some examples here. So last chance. It's a little bit longer. I'll go with this one. And then I'm going to click Insert. And once this is inserted, you can still make changes to it. So let's say you wanted to add a link, more info here. So you could still add something like that to it. You can personalize it and add their name. You can add an emoji here, whatever you'd like to do. Now keep in mind, if you do use a link, that there is a link shortener that'll shorten that down a little bit if it's a really long link, so it doesn't take up too many characters. And if we add an emoji, like I said, it adds a lot of characters to it. You can see it went from 2 to 3 text messages. So I'm going to take that out. And we'll take this out. Perfect. Now in the bottom left over here, you'll see it has 2 SMS messages. So this is going to count as 2 messages per person on my text list. So if there's 30 people on my list, that's 60 text messages. Over here to the right, you'll also notice that there are 2 messages. This will still only show up as one message. This is more of a visual to show you how much it's going to count towards your billing. So don't worry about how this looks too much. That's just so you can understand how that works. So now that this is done, I can click on Save, and we have our Schedule Message option next. So we'll go ahead and click Edit here. And I can choose one list or multiple lists, whatever I'd like. I'm just going to have this go out to my text subscribers list. But once I've chosen my list, it's going to show me how many messages are being sent for this campaign. So this is helpful when it comes to billing limits. So there's 6 recipients here. And since it's 2 text messages, that's 12 SMS messages towards my billing. So if you're not sure right off the bat, just go ahead and look right here. And then as you can see right down here for the schedule, it does automatically set the time for an hour in the future, but you can change that if you need to. So you do want to be mindful of time here. Text and constant contact are only delivered between the hours of 11 a.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern to remain compliant with quiet hours in different time zones, and it won't allow you to send messages in the or outside of that time frame. But I'm going to schedule this for later, and I'm actually going to do tomorrow at 11 a.m. I think that's a better time, and click save. And then I'll click schedule in the top right corner, and I get this pop-up. We'll send 2 SMS messages to 6 recipients, 12 messages total. So you have a few warnings letting you know how many messages it's going to be, and you'll click schedule. And that is it. So we are all set now. We have our text message scheduled to send out, and it's going to go to our subscribers at 11 o'clock a.m. tomorrow morning. And Lavada, I hope I said that right, asked a question here. Can you link back to a CC campaign email? Absolutely. Since you mentioned that, let me just show you here. If you go to an email, now it does have to be sent, but every email that you send, if you go here, and all of you will see this for every email you send, but under your details, you have this link. So yes, you can absolutely put that into your SMS message. I actually have a customer of mine. He does that every time. He always sends it out and says, hey, check out my newsletter, and sends a link to the email. Yes, that is absolutely okay. Perfect. All right. So the last thing that I want to discuss is the SMS reporting that's available in your account. Now, since this is a demo account and we haven't actually sent live text messages, I'm going to play another quick video tutorial for you that reviews the SMS reporting options in our account, and then we can go ahead and start to wrap up. So I'll share that with you all now and be right back.
If you've sent an SMS campaign, it's important that you take a look at the reporting and see how it's doing. In this short video, we'll show you where you can find your SMS reporting data. To begin, click Marketing Channels, All Campaigns. From there, click Details next to the SMS campaign you want to view. On this page, you can see all of the details about your SMS campaign. You can see who it was sent from, the SMS message, who it was sent to, and its current status. You can view the performance data. You can see how many text messages were sent, the percentage of successful deliveries, and the click rate if you included a link in your text message. Use this data to create future SMS campaigns and get even better results. For example, monitor the unsubscribe rate of your SMS campaigns. If you see a trend of increasing unsubscribe rates, try segmenting your lists so you can send more tailored SMS messages. And that's how you can view your SMS campaign reporting with Constant Contact.
Perfect. All right. So now that we've gone through all of the demos, let's go ahead and talk a bit about pricing and how that works for text marketing. So this is going to be an add-on to any Constant Contact package, the Light, Standard, Premium, or even our legacy packages, Core and Plus. And if you're in our Premium package, the 0 to 500 pricing tier is included with your subscription price already. So adding text marketing to your package means that the pricing for the add-on is based on the number of messages you send. We have a chart right here on the screen so you can get an idea of how much it'll cost. For example, if you have a list of 1,000 text contacts and you plan to send 2 text messages to them a month, you would be sending 2,000 messages in total and would select the tier with 1,001 to 2,500 messages for $45 per month in addition to your normal package price. Now, at this time, text is only available in the US, but we do plan on expanding that in the future, hopefully soon. Now, go ahead if you're interested and click on the window in the bottom left or the link at the top of the chat to go ahead and sign up today if you're ready. If not, no worries, we'll send you an email later. And we're here to questions. So please keep in mind that we have quite a few people joining us today, and I am going to try my best to answer the remaining questions and any additional questions you have. However, if I don't get to your question, keep in mind that we have a lot of resources to help, which I'll talk about here in a couple of minutes. And while everyone is typing in their last minute questions, I wanted to let you know about our upcoming webinar called How to Grow Your List in Constant Contact. This session is a great next step to go more in depth on the sign up forms and learn to build permission-based lists and entice people to sign up. We did take a look at the landing page and text to join earlier, but if you'd like to look at all of the sign up form options and learn strategies for list growth, definitely check this one out. And like I mentioned earlier, I do go a little bit slower through that landing page so you can see more of the tools in that, so it's not so rushed. Now, check out the pop-up in the bottom left or at the top of the chat. I did change it. So you can find a link to our full webinar schedule there. You can find a session that works for you. And even if you're not able to attend, we will send you a free recording. And that's all I have. So let me go ahead and go through your questions now. Answered a lot of them. Okay, here's one I missed. So Micah asked, what happens if someone replies to the text? So if someone replies with anything other than help or stop, they're going to get an automated text back that says, sorry, we didn't understand that. Visit us at your URL. Reply help for help, stop to stop, message and data rate supply. So it is just meant for a one-way text. You can only send texts. They can't respond back to you. Really good question. Let's see another one. Christian asks, is there a fee if I don't send any text messages in the billing cycle? Yes, there is still a fee. It's one of those things like anything, like Netflix. If you don't use it, you're still billed, and it's going to be whatever tier that you select. So it could be that $10 a month, the $45 a month, you will automatically be billed. So if you don't plan on using it, um, maybe don't add it until you're ready. Some people add it too early, but yes, it is automatically billed with the rest of your account. Let's see. I see another question. How can I tell how many messages I've sent? I'm glad you asked that. Here, let me go here and go back into the account. So back here or down here in the bottom left, if you're in the old account, it would be the top right, but you'll go here to your account settings. And right here, you have your SMS tab under your settings, and this will say how many messages you've sent. It also tells you what your number is. That's your text to join number and the plan that you're on. So that's all under the SMS tab. All right. So there's another question here. Looks like it's from Mandy. Since we can't tailor the sign up page, how do you recommend we create tags or lists to better customize the messages we send? So what some people will do is add a custom field and ask which or what type of content would you like to receive, and then list XYZ like examples. Please enter below. You could do a custom field and then go through all the contacts that come in, but that might be kind of hard depending how many people you have coming in, but that's really the only way right now. Another thing some of my customers have done was created different landing pages with different purposes. So they have a newsletter sign up, they have a promotions sign up, and they share those separately on social media or wherever they're sharing it. Yeah, that would be the best way right now since there's not a way to automatically segment them from the beginning. All right. See another question. What happens if I send more messages than the tier that I select? Now, if you send more messages, more than 2 billing cycles in a row, it's going to automatically push you up to that higher tier and bill you at that tier going forward. So you have that first month, it'll stay the same. Second month, it automatically pushes you up. If it was an accident or you just happen to send more messages than you planned that month, you could also always contact billing and let them know. But if you go over that billing or that number you selected again, it'll automatically push you back up again. So just keep an eye on this page to see how many messages you've sent. Great question. We have about 4 minutes left, so let me share some resources. I'll see if I can answer any other last minute questions. But as we wrap up, I do want to make sure that you have the resources you need as you're getting started with Constant Contact. So if you have any questions about the topics we've discussed in today's session, or if you just want further guidance as you're getting started, there are so many resources we have here to help. You'll see a link here on the screen. I'm going to include that in the follow-up email along with the handout and the recording. You can check out our new customer hub at constantcontact.com/get-started to find quick video tutorials, on-demand courses, more live webinars, and there's even a link to our live Ask a Trainer drop-in session for instant answers and guidance. Now you do also have access to the help link at the top right corner of your account. It's the little circle with a question mark in it. In there, we have even more resources. You can find our full knowledge base of FAQs, guides, more tutorials, and you can even find information to contact our support team that is here Monday through Saturday, so you can give them a call or chat with them, whatever you prefer. But we are here to help you all throughout this. Feel free to reach out. We're here. And if you need some more dedicated help, we do have different services available as well. Like I mentioned, I'm a personal marketing advisor. People spend an hour with me per month and I give them marketing guidance, best practices, tips and tricks on what they're doing in their account. So we do have other services available too. And I'm not seeing any questions come in. Give you all a couple, like a minute or two, since we're almost at our time. But I do have one request from all of you. We would really love to get your feedback. So when you close out of the webinar today, you're going to see a quick little survey. Only takes a minute or two. So if you could take a couple minutes of your time to share your feedback with us, we would really, really appreciate that. All right, just scrolling through, making sure I didn't miss anything else. Y'all had a lot of questions today, and thank you for that, by the way. Makes these webinars a lot more fun for me since I get to answer things. Give you all another minute or so. No questions yet. Give you all like another 30 seconds. Sometimes there's a little bit of a delay. Oh, you're welcome, Christian. I'm glad you learned a lot today. Hopefully now you can start sending text messages after today, or at least 5 to 7 days after today, depending whether or not you're registered already. All right, well, I'm not seeing any more questions, and we're right about at time anyways. So I do want to thank you all so much for joining us for our webinar today. It was a really great one. I'm glad you're all here, but I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you for choosing Constant Contact for your digital marketing needs. Bye, everyone.